Yeah, how's
And then I
baby?
can get in like this when we really need some important points.
Yes, that's
Yes,
why
tell
Nice
us more.
ASMR wet mouth noises.
that's why I always talk from right
Ew.
here, because all my points are really poignant and moist. Want some more moist sumo content points?
Damn.
Welcome to Grand Sumo
Sultry.
Breakdown, the moist podcast.
The moistest.
The moist.
The moistest sumo podcast in the West.
For official Sumo Moist.
I don't want to meet the moistest podcast in the East. So
No, let's not really.
No, we're really dragging behind the West lags in that category.
That's true.
But you have to say your name, otherwise the podcast cannot move forward.
Oh, this is shit. This is Jake.
This is Flerick.
This is Ryan.
This is Mac.
And this is our midway episode for the Kyushu 2025 Basho. We have watched through day 8. So if you are not caught up through day 8, pause and rejoin us on the other side of your pause. Welcome back. Isn't that fun? So before we dive into the first 8 days of this tournament, we do have a couple of new patrons that we need to give compliments to. So Jake, why don't you kick us off with that?
Sure thing. Brennahan. I would rather have Brennahan as a supporter than 1 hour of sleep right now, which is saying a lot. Oh, nothing to do with the baby, by the way. I'm just super hungover.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. You party animal, you.
Quick update, though. Yeah, baby's going great. And according to Ryan, the child is doing well, and she is very healthy.
The child.
Everyone is excited to meet the child.
I was a little too specific about the details of the child, and Flerick made me start recording over again when we did the preview episode. So I was very careful to just say that the thing exists, and that's it.
The only
one thing
the only
Jake asked.
information. Yeah. the one piece of information we can share is that Jake has an unspecified number of children.
Yes.
No, I have a new daughter. Everything's going great. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. You know what else is great?
I-
We've got a person like Travis Sweeney joining our ranks, and I know now that everything is going to be a-okay.
Look at Mac is back on track.
That's right.
Good job.
We got to
You're
get
going
this.
to need to do that every time I start talking today.
We got to
guys.
get back on the rails here, boys.
Yes, we do. We got to talk about the first.
We got
week.
a tournament.
But before what we do got to give our Amasumo update. Mac
Ryan,
did say before
train.
what?
No, we have no time for Amasumo. We have a tournament to talk about.
No, we have to talk about Amasumo update real quick.
Mac, that is too much. That is way too far. Pull
I'm
back.
running this
Too
train
much on
now.
track.
I'm the conductor now.
We need to be at least, I don't know, loose? What would be a train that's on the rails but not all the way?
Just saying.
Anyways,
I could have
Mac,
been
what-
done. at
Mac
this
hit us with
point
the Amasumo update. What's
update.
coming up in Amateur Sumo?
Did you say
Wait, am
Mac?
I doing it?
Yeah, go for it.
I forgot who did this part.
Yes,
No,
Ryan
we
had it.
Thanksgiving weekend, we have Yama's Autumn Cup in Arnold, Missouri, just outside St. Louis. That one, I would highly recommend trying to get to St. Louis for one of Yama's tournaments. He's planning to do a handful per year, but the benefit there is that the day before and the day after, Yama will also have some availability. Yama, this is former Maegashira 9 Yamamoto Yama, who now lives in St. Louis and runs the Show Me Sumo Club. Highly recommend getting out to one of those tournaments because the next day, you can watch the tape and analyze it with a former Maegashira, and he will give you advice one-on-one. That is super cool. Highly recommend it. The only other tournament we have coming up this year is the Appalachian Sumo Royale in, I want to make sure I get it right because it's not on the flyer. Where's that? Morgantown, West Virginia.
Morgantown.
That's right. Anyways, that
If
is
you had
held
looked
by-
at the outline, Jake, it was already there.
Sorry, I'm looking at ussumo.org, which is where you should go to look up all sumo events. And the reason that I bring that up is because those are the only 2 tournaments left this year, but you can, from the front page, get to the list of events, and there's a lot of stuff on there. There are multiple training camps coming up this year, including Florida and Ohio. There's also tournaments filling out the calendar for next year, such as the SoCal Open in February, the Mighty Eagle Team Tournament also in February, and U.S. Nationals March 28th, 2026, Las Vegas. Get over there if you want to watch sumo, or better yet, if you want to participate. As always, reach out to me or anybody on ussumo.org if you want more information. All right, I'm going back to bed, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right. Let's talk about this first week of sumo.
Oh,
I thought
Love it.
Mac had another interruption. He's just excited about the first week of sumo.
I'm just excited. I've been excited about this tournament.
Guys, he's boiling over. He's making
All
up for
right.
my lack of energy. I
Exactly.
appreciate
It's like,
you.
I'm going hard. I'm going
You're a
hard,
good friend.
boys.
At the top of the leaderboard, unsurprisingly, alone at 8-0, it's our Yokozuna Ono Sato, striving to get his 6th career Yusho. And I have to emphasize it, his 12th ever Basho in the top division. This is the third 8-0 start in Ono Sato's career. Unsurprisingly, the last 2 times he started 8-0 resulted in a Yusho, a 13-2 and a 14-1. He has introduced a new element to his game this Basho. He's broken it out on a couple of different days, today as well, dramatically hopping over the Tawara at the end of the match, where he is on the verge of losing his balance. He's broken that out a couple of times here, so just a little bit of new wrinkle for Ono Sato to keep everybody on their toes. But other than that, it's been Ono Sato bowling people over for the most part. He does have a couple of, at least 1 or 2 slapdown wins, but not like desperation slapdowns. Like, it made sense in the flow of the match. So he's not resorting to his first Basho as Yokozuna kind of style where he went 11-4. Fleric, the way this has been going, is the Basho over? Like, knowing what we know about Ono Sato, knowing what we know about the person who's 1 win behind him, we know he's guaranteed 3 more losses for Alan Ishiki. Just guaranteed. Is this Basho over?
Yeah. Past like Aki Onosato, I'd say, like, you know what? Maybe not. I think this is definitely a thing. But Onosato, who has a new wrinkle where he dramatically jumps off the edge of the dojo,
Yeah.
I think that is just unstoppable. His knees are going to last for years.
Nothing could
Years.
ever happen to those knees.
No.
Yeah.
Is this a wrinkle to his game or just a funny
No, it's just
quirk we've
something.
seen?
I
It's
think
just a funny
it's
thing he's done a
quirk. It's
couple of
got-
times.
I'm tired enough that I'm having trouble reading your
Oh, no.
reading your tone.
What? We're already to the point with Ono Sato. It's like, what are we supposed to say? Like, the dude's the biggest, the fastest, the strongest. He's 8-0.
Yeah. But
Something funny he's done a couple of matches is do a really big jump over the Tawara.
yeah, I will say, to answer your question seriously, the Basho is definitely not over. Because, like, honestly, the reason why he's had to do those like dramatic jumps off the edge is because it's been close to bar battles. And it's usually kind of like he has quick feet and he's like pulling. He just has better like footwork. Like today, like Tamawashi almost got the better of him when he had like that sick Nodawa going on against him, and he's 41 years old. 41.
Happy birthday, Tamawashi.
Yay.
I know. Happy birthday. It was fun. He almost got he almost
got
did it.
2 Kimboshi.
I know. Almost. But it's but yeah, I think it's definitely not over because Hoshoryu like beat him on day 15 last time. And like you said, Ao Nishiki might be destined to lose 3, but I don't know. He's looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good.
It just takes 1 loss, and then all of a sudden it's a playoff. So I think it's still anyone's Basho, but you know what? He's definitely he's, as we always say, he's definitely still the favorite. But we'll see.
Any other notes anybody has on Ono Sato? Any thoughts? I mean, yeah, Mac.
I like that we are seeing him really come into his own with this. That desperation is getting less and less as each match goes on, which you want to see with guys as they progress further in their careers, especially where Onosato is, since he is at the pinnacle. I love that he's just a lot more calm. There's a little more poise, but he still brings all that bigness that he is. And I know he can't help that, but it's just like, oh, this guy's a phenom. Get out of his way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that he's showing a lot more I don't know, poise, maybe. Maybe that's a good word for it. Yeah, he doesn't freak out when things don't go his way at the very beginning. The match today with Tamawashi, not just because it's the most recent one of his that I've watched, but because I think it's the most indicative of this. He still does occasionally get beat off the Tachi-ai, but the rest of his game is now well-rounded enough that it doesn't matter. So yeah, I think that to the is the Basho over question. I don't think so, but that's awfully close. I think another if he goes 10-0, or especially if Hoshoryu takes another loss, I think that I would declare the Basho over, in my opinion. There's still 7 more guys that could try Henkeing Hoshoryu, so who knows?
So put some numbers behind that.
I know we'll get there.
Put some numbers behind that. You think 80-20?
For Onosato to win?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
do
that's
some
fair.
math.
That's about where I
do
put
some
it.
math right now, Jake.
You're right. Sorry, I'm back on the show. I gotta do my gimmick. I gotta put meaningless numbers.
We missed the numbers, man.
I listened to the preview. You guys did okay, but there was very little meaningless numerical prognosticating. So sorry. B+ for you guys.
Hey, pass.
Yeah, no, I agree, Mac. I think 80-20 is probably where I'd put it right now. It's not locked up, but it's not too far away.
All right. This is me also doing a transition, so forgive me, Ryan, but there's one person you were absent and talking about as a threat to Onosato, Jake, and that was Ao Nishiki. Do you count him off? He only has 1 loss.
I think when Onosato is also in the Basho, it's hard not to write Ao Nishiki off.
Yeah.
Fair.
What's their head-to-head? Let me get that
0-3.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Ao Nishiki
not
is
good.
0-3.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know that it's not exactly
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know that Ao Nishiki's ever been too competitive with Onosato in any of their head-to-heads yet.
Ao Nishiki is 2-0 against Hoshoryu though, so he could keep close. Let's say that Ao Nishiki wins out, but Hoshoryu beats Onosato in regulation or something like that. No, because then Ao Nishiki versus Onosato will still have to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's tough. I think Hoshoryu, even though he's 1 loss further behind, I do feel like he's the bigger threat for the Yusho than Ao Nishiki. Would you guys agree there?
I don't know. I'm not. Ao Nishiki's good. Ao Nishiki's damn good. He's got a 1-win advantage. Ao Nishiki, like you said, he's 2-0 against Hoshoryu. That could easily be another. That match, I think, is 50-50 between those two.
Agreed.
I'd love if these 3 were a rock, paper, scissors and just dominated one of the 2 matchups.
And honestly, the only reason Ao Nishiki isn't 8-0 is because of one of the Waka Bros, both of the Waka Bros with highly
terrible.
Anger.
Huge U-shows. Not U-shows, huge Hankas that have altered the U-show race. Both of those have greatly altered the U-show race with Wakataka Kage. I think it was day 4 or 5. Clearly, we talked a little bit about his neck was bothering him in the week leading up to the tournament. He was sitting out of some training. Clearly still a huge factor for Wakataka Kage. And so Wakataka Kage was winless going against Ao Nishiki, and he saw a guy that's going to go low. This guy can get an easy win. Let's get that first one out of the way, and just sidestepped Ao Nishiki, immediately slapped his hands down. If not for that, Ao Nishiki probably bulldozes Wakataka Kage in the form that he was in out, and he's sitting at 8-0 as well. All right, so we've had a couple of high-profile Hankos. We talked about that one with Wakataka Kage against Ao Nishiki. Let's transition to that other one with Hoshoryu against Wakataka Kage's brother, Wakamoto Haru. Just at least with Wakataka Kage, he got the hands in and slapped Ao Nishiki's hands down immediately. Wakamoto Haru was just a full-on fly to the left, no part of him touching Hoshoryu, and Hoshoryu just immediately goes down. Such a huge disappointment, something that, I mean, we've always been told, hey, you don't Henka the Yokozuna, but my theory is last Basho, Hoshoryu suffered a couple of back-to-back defeats after starting off 11-0, and he went from 1 win ahead of Onosato to all of a sudden 1 win behind Onosato in the Yusha race. And if he lost on day 14 against Wakataka Kage, he was not going to factor into the Yusha race at all on day 15. And so he resorted to Henka-ing Wakamoto Haru's brother, Wakataka Kage, who, Wakataka Kage, we've said before, is Henka Batman. And what happens when somebody Henkas Henka Batman? You got to get Henka Batman's brother in there to get revenge for Henka Batman. And in comes Henka Robin Wakamoto Haru to get revenge on his brother. Wakamoto Haru gave an interview afterwards where he said, oh, yeah, it's just Hoshoryu always overwhelms me. Like I can't beat him. I had to resort to this. This is something I thought of doing like after I lost to him last time, and it's going to keep my future opponents on their toes. And I don't believe a word of that.
God, no. Absolutely not. Shut up,
100%
kid.
on the train that he's getting revenge for his brother being Henka last Basho. Not that loss mattered to Wakataka Kage in the slightest. Even if Wakataka Kage had won that match, he would have been 7-8 instead of 6-9.
Yeah.
But that's my theory, and nobody can talk me out of it.
First off, I think we need to educate Ryan on the family tree of Batman.
I can do that.
I know
you
Robin
can.
isn't Batman's brother, but I also don't know if Batman has a brother.
No, he's an only child.
It's
Makes
got
sense.
his
Clone.
backstory. It's pretty
I don't know.
pivotal.
It's
Did you
comic
know that his
books.
parents were killed?
They could have had another
Sorry,
child before.
Batman, not Wakataka Kage.
Oh God! I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
It's comic
Second
books.
off,
They're
though-
always adding new family members.
But
You can't tell me in one Batman comic they haven't had a brother show up out of nowhere that they immediately retconned.
I can tell you they almost certainly have done that in the last 80 years or whatever.
I'm gonna Google this. Hold on.
Does Batman have a brother? I swear to
Yes.
God, if Google AI answers Robin because it's
I
just trying to
nev-
make you happy.
Not ever will I look at Google AI. You can
Thank you.
trust me on that.
Actually, if you add the minus sign AI to Google searches, sometimes it will just skip it.
it's a lot less effort for me to just scroll past it.
Just saying, it's out there. But second off, I forgot what I was going to say. So we can move on. Oh, no, that's I came
Lincoln
back.
March. Lincoln March reveals that in fact he is Bruce Wayne's younger brother.
Anyways, I was going to say that Hoshoryu's Henka came after Ono Sato got a freebie on a Fusen win last tournament. So on day 14 last tournament, Hoshoryu had to win no matter what, and Ono Sato got that free Fusen win. So I remember at the time we discussed this, like Hoshoryu was, yes, it was a scummy move, but it was like, hey, he got a freebie, I should get a freebie. And we weren't really discussing it from the angle of Wakataka Kage because, again, it didn't really matter to his rank. It was one extra loss when he was already going down. But yeah, this time around, the fact that his brother re-Henkas Hoshoryu, it's extremely frustrating right now, partially because Hoshoryu is my champ, and I really don't want to have to do a punishment while I'm on paternity leave. But also, like, I don't know, it just didn't feel satisfying the way that some Henkas do narratively or even just visually or whatever. It was just kind of lame. And yeah, the fact that it has kind of halfway ruined the Yusho race here is especially frustrating.
Yeah.
Wakataka Kage, like, he's already faced Hoshoryu this Basho, right?
Yeah.
And
He
just
lost.
got regular beat, right?
Yes.
So I don't know. It seems extra frustrating to have somebody else get your revenge for you. But then again, Hoshoryu probably would have been expecting it more against Wakataka Kage than Wakamoto Haru. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very frustrating. But yeah, the fact that 2 of the 3 losses amongst our top 3 guys, 2 of those 3 losses are just dastardly bad Henkas. Like, God.
It's very annoying.
Yeah, it's
Defend
The-
Henkas, Fleric.
I can definitely defend Henkas. I was actually going
Defend
to
these 2 Henkas.
I was going to give a little more credence, like we are, like, of not liking Henkas, because we're normally very pro Henka here. But one thing I definitely do understand is, like, since these like wrestlers, like in the kind of their prime, like this is like prime Hoshoryu right now, and like prime Onosato, it's kind of I get the whole thing, like getting kind of robbed of a cool match and just ending with a Henka is kind of a letdown. It definitely is. That said, it's still Hoshoryu came in way too fast, and if you do that, you're gonna get Henka and you're gonna lose. So it's still a gamesmanship. You have to have a proper balance, Tachi. But I am also kind of a little let down of not having some of these matches.
But what I'm happy with is the Henka King is down at the bottom of the Bonsuke and doing exactly what I was hoping he would do. I got a flying Henka, so I'm happy.
It's interesting because I usually take note if there's a Henka in a match. Asakoryu has 2 Henkas in matches so far this Basho. Neither of them worked at the Tachiai,
No.
and then the match continued to go on, and he's 1-1 in those matches. Chiyoshoma today had his typical flying Henka. It didn't work at the Tachiai, but the match went on, and he continued to win. The only 2 Henkas that were really successful were these 2 up at the top, where we could easily have 8-0 Onosato, 8-0 Aonishiki, 7-1 Hoshoryu, and the other effing Waka Bros. Like, Flair, at least for this Basho, I'm with you on the Wakatake Kage.
Yeah.
That's why I'm hearing more people are joining the Waka Brothers hate train.
Yeah.
It's weird when you do bad things, people like you less.
Right?
Man, if we held that popularity poll after this Basho instead, I bet we'd have a couple results a little shifted.
Yeah. So yeah, Thomas Wayne Jr. Is
Oh, dear God.
the older brother of Batman who died as a child before Bruce was born. In some universes, in other universes, he stays alive and becomes like Owl Man. So yeah, Bruce Wayne, not an only child. Thomas Wayne is Wakamoto Haru to Wakatake Kage's Bruce Wayne. It all works in continuity. I told you, comic books can't help but
Ryan,
introducing
stick
new
with
family
Marvel.
members.
Once we get
I'm
multi,
Stay out
not
of
wrong,
DC.
Mac. Why are you telling me to stick with Marvel? I'm not
Stay out of
wrong.
DC.
he is explicitly right this time, though, Mac.
I know. I don't like it, though.
Once you get like multiverse stuff going on, it just stops being fun to be like, oh, well, I know
Exactly.
about this or that. It's like, no, there, of course, somebody wrote a multiverse, whatever, everything happened.
Yeah.
And also nothing.
And also nothing.
All
Whatever.
right.
As long as I guess I'm just most frustrated at Chiyoshoma not being Henka Batman.
Right?
Is
That's
there-
what I mean.
Is
Well,
there like a
Chiyoshoma-
less successful
Chiyoshoma
but
does it as-
similar?
Chiyoshoma does it as an act of villainy. Before, when Wakatake Kage became Henka Batman, is because he was avenging. He was avenging, I think it was Hokuto Fuji who had been Henka'd by Takakeisho. So
I see,
Wakatake
it's-
Kage Henka'd Takakeisho in return the next day.
The vengeance angle. Okay.
Yes.
I would argue that Chiyoshoma is the Adam West version of Batman for Henkas.
Yeah, there you go. The brave and the bold
The
version.
Brave and the
compared to yeah.
I dare say though, like he's like just the vengeance, like they're the likable Henka people. I think they're more so the villains. They've lived too long to Henka.
I mean,
that they have become the villains.
we did just do, like you said, we did just do a popularity poll. The Waka Bros did just Henka the top 2 vote getters for favorite
Yeah.
Richie and 2 of the 3 people in the U-Show race. That's not going to be a very popular move, at least on this podcast. I honestly haven't looked to see what the reaction has been to those 2 Henkas.
Willing
in the
to
rest
bet
of the
we
commu-
can guess.
but I'm willing to guess it hasn't been great. But then again, Hoshoryu you did it last Basho, so who were we to really throw stones? Also, technically,
I'm gonna throw at least a couple stones here. They're not quite the. Sorry,
I
go
just
on.
want to point out that I know I'm being a hypocrite. It happened to my favorite guys, and so I know I'm being a hypocrite being so salty about them. I just want to say I know. I acknowledge and we move on. So we do have our 2 leaders, Onosato, Aonishiki, Hoshoryu, 2 back of Onosato at this time, but we do have 4 other Maegashira that are also sitting at 6 and 2. One of them, Maegashira 5, Yoshino Fuji, the former Kusano. Gonna be a rough couple of days for Yoshino Fuji to stay in this Yusho race, as he is slated to face, I believe, Hoshoryu tomorrow, and it'll be Onosato the day after that. So he's got back-to-back chances to, if he somehow wins both of those matches, to end up at 8 and 2 after those 2 days, and Onosato at the very least will be 9 and 1. Then Yoshino Fuji is going to have a lot to say about what happens to end this tournament and who will be the winner. But he could also very quickly be 6 and 4, be completely out of this thing.
Yeah, he hasn't faced either of them before, so I'm looking forward to seeing both matchups because they're interesting. And Yoshino Fuji is still somebody that we don't really know where his ceiling is yet. But yeah, he hasn't faced either of them before, but I certainly wouldn't call him a favorite.
No. And then we have 3 other double-digit Maegashira that are all just kind of on, hey, look at these guys go. Isn't that fun? I'm not even going to ask, like, are they a pretender or contender for the U show?
Oh, gosh, no.
Isn't that neat?
But Jake, Maegashira 12, Fuji no Kawa, Maegashira 14, Toki Hayate, and Maegashira 15, Nishiki Fuji. Of these 3, who do you think finishes with the best record?
Until just yesterday, I would have said Fujinokawa, and then he loses to two of like the weakest looking guys on the entire Bansuke. This was one of the guys I was making sure I wanted to discuss because yeah, he lost to Mitake Yumi and Tomokaze in the
Both
last
of those
2 days.
very hefty boys that are difficult for Fujinokawa to move.
True, but he's been thrashing people twice his size all Basho, and like those two, come on, man. Regardless, he was super fun for the beginning. Sorry, he's still super fun. His matches are awesome. He is like he's kind of like Hiradoumi, where he just always brings the gas pedals on the floor every second of every match. That's awesome to watch.
This Basho.
What's that?
R.I.P. Hiradoumi this Basho.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, rest in peace. Fun, he's rapidly Hiradoumi is kind of falling into that fun to watch but not successful Ura basket at this point. Regardless though, yeah, Fujinokawa was gonna be my pick, but after the last couple days, I feel like Nishiki Fuji has more momentum than the other two guys here. In my notes, I also had Asakoryu in this basket of guys that are like small to medium, but having a great basho by going balls to the wall.
He had small boy off against Toki Hayate today. That Toki Hayate won,
which was pretty good. Yeah. Regardless, though, I struggle to pick. I want all four of those. Like, I don't even want to call them small boys. They're close to small,
comparatively
welterweights or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess if I have to pick one, I am gonna pick that Fujinokawa was just in a slump and he'll come back and take over. If I have to pick one of these guys.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about the Nishiki Fuji. Like he was looking pretty good, but then on day 6, all of a sudden Kagayaki came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, that was one of those losses.
Kagayaki is in form this Basho. Kagayaki 6-2. He's been down in Juryo for about a year now. He's ready to come up to Makuuchi and then go right back down to Juryo again.
2026, the year of Kagayaki.
He's going for that all-time Juryo swap record, I think.
Yeah, absolutely he is.
Oh, that would be a fun. Have
that
we
would
looked into that before?
We have. It's like 10 or 11 times, if not more, is the record. Kagayaki's sitting around 6 or 7 right now.
He's in range of that. He's in range of getting that in his career. He's how old
Can't
is he
get
now?
it if
He's
he
only
doesn't make his
31.
way back up to Makuuchi. So
bingo. Yeah, that would be a very complicated sumo DB query.
It is. Actually, no, I don't think it's too terrible. But we don't need.
Well,
to
Ryan does
right
that.
now.
Who should we talk about next?
Yeah, actually.
What is eating Kotozakura? I mean, I just want to know at this point, for a guy that we had such high hopes for in the before times, before this year and before everything else, when he was looking great, when he was making threats at the rope, that he looked like he could potentially be a Yokozuna, that magic is gone. What is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it was a very easy sumo DB query.
Oh, God.
The record is 13 times by Oshio, and Kagayaki is at 7. So
okay.
He's almost got to double his amount, which, once again, can't double it if you don't start now. So let's go, Kagayaki, get back to Makuuchi so you can get your ass handed to you back down to Juryo.
I never wanted anything more in my life than the record, the ultimate mediocrity record to fall on his shoulders and no other accolades.
Yes.
Now back to Kotozakura.
Right.
What's eating Kotozakura?
His knees.
Yeah.
His knees are literally devouring him, huh?
Yeah, they both suck a lot, and they require a lot of tape. That isn't helping a whole lot. He just can't move forward. Like, he doesn't have any strength to move forward, and once he gets going backward, he really can't stop moving backwards. It's tough to see. It looked like on day 1, Kotozakura had a real impressive win on day 1. It was like a real show of strength against Wakataka Kage, but seeing Wakataka Kage the rest of the way, I think it was just more on that day. Wakataka Kage was more hurt than Kotozakura.
Sure.
Obviously, Kotozakura has been able to pick up a couple of wins with some slick moves against Hira de Umi and Haku Oho. But for the most part, it's just been really disappointing and sad sumo from Kotozakura. Really wish. It looks like he's going to, like, his schedule's only going to get tougher. Really wish he would have sat this one out. If he's going to be Kadoban anyways, might as well do it while resting for a couple of months instead of scrapping day in, day out. I know Kotozakura said he doesn't want to go Kataban. He doesn't want to sit out for being injured, but man, sometimes it's just a smart thing to do.
Yeah, he's got to go 5-2 in the hardest week of his schedule in order to not go
Onosato,
Kataban.
Hoshoryu, Aonishiki. I'll throw Takayasu. I'll throw Oho in there. Oho's not doing the best, but Oho's tough.
Yeah. Oho finally has a little bit of violence in him. That's been
Kotozakura already lost to Takayasu, but yeah.
Oh,
still.
Of his 3 wins, like what's the difference to his rank in 3-12 versus a 3-6 and what would that be? 6? He's Kataban no matter what here. Just if he was Takakeisho, he would have pulled out already. Like Takakeisho famously was very put a lot of value in gamesmanship, not risking his health if the result is already known, or like I got 8 wins, but there's 5 days left and I'm injured, whatever, I'll sit out. I got my 8. That's a Takakeisho move. And yeah, in this position where Kotozakura is, he's not going to lose his rank no matter what his record is this Basho. So yeah, there's definitely some gamesmanship in just saying, all right, I'm done. I tried. Let's heal up for the next one.
Damage is probably done at this point. Like going through the training, going through these matches, what's like an extra week of rest going to be versus but
it's 7 days of not doing it.
Had.
True. Yeah. But it's 7 sumo matches at full power, full blast against the best guys in the world that he doesn't have to put on his body. I don't know. I'm torn because he's 27. We've seen the last like year and a half. He's just kind of stagnated here. Or sorry, I guess it's been about a year since his Yusho, but like this whole year has just been difficult. Like take some time off. But yeah, I've kind of lost hope at him challenging for a rope anytime soon. Like it's just we've seen his ceiling now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw his ceiling. His ceiling's 14-1 Yusho, beating Hoshoryu on day 15. Like, I'm worried we're not going to see the ceiling again due to the injuries. His ceiling is Yokozuna potential, but with the injuries that he currently has, it's just he's so far away from that, and it's with it being a whole year, it's tough to see him coming back and looking like 2024 Kotozakura again.
In that Yusho, he did beat Onosato in Onosato's career worst ever Basho.
9-6.
That was Onosato's 9-6. And yes, Kotozakura did technically beat him, but that was the easiest it could ever be to beat Onosato.
I mean, Kotozakura beat Hoshoryu last Basho, and Hoshoryu was looking like dynamite, and then that's the match where he re-injured his knee. So it looked like Kotozakura might have been recovering from, I think it was the left knee at that time, and then injured his right knee. So
poor guy.
Oho, Takanosho, both of them struggling in the Sanyaku again. Like any other notes on those guys? I mean, I feel like that's kind of what we expect out of those 2 at this point.
I was hoping a little bit better for both of them, but I think for Oho in particular, he's showing. He's challenging a little bit. Like 3-5 looks kind of bad, but like
it's not
looks
a bad
okay.
3-5.
Yeah. But problem is all his toughest matchups are still coming. So, or I guess he already faced Aonishiki, so it's really just the 2 Yokozuna left on his schedule that are super threats. So maybe he'll come around.
Yeah, there's definitely chances for wins. He's been a week 2 kind of guy, I feel like, for the most part, the past little while since he's been in the Joy, where he'll stack most of his wins in week 2 and do poorly against his first week competition. So
Komosubi through like Maegashira 3, your week 1 is the harder week. So he's been in that range for a while. So he takes some early losses, shows some good resolve by coming back and having a better second week. But as a Sekiwake, it's kind of the other way around. He's supposed to stack up wins in week 1.
Haku Oho, guy trying to get into the Sanyaku for the first time, just needs to get 8-7 record. Started off super strong, super promising. Got that Kinboshi against Hoshoryu on day 1. Got a nice, honest, clean Kinboshi for Haku Oho there.
Look good.
But it just really hasn't hasn't carried through the rest of the first week, sitting at 3-5 now. He did wrap up all of his matches against the Sanyaku Rikshi with his loss to Takayasu today. Takayasu's looking good. He's got the windmills going real good in a lot of matches, especially
So
this
good.
one against Haku Oho was just windmill Tsupari out of the dohyo. It was great.
Yeah, real quick, you guys did Tsupari as a vocab word last Basho, last episode. That's the match. Day 8, Takayasu versus Haku Oho. That's the textbook example. That is what Tsupari looks like.
Yes. Also, Takayasu versus Hirodu Umi, I believe, was another one. It
That
didn't
was a good one.
finish the match, but it was just another big Takayasu doing the windmill and Hirodu Umi doing a windmill, just batting up, trying to bat him away. The Takayasu's had a few of those big flurry matches over the past few Bashos, and those always get the crowd popping because they're always fun to see.
One last point on Tsupari before we can, and then I will shut up and we can go back to Haku Oho. The reason that both guys do windmills, even the guy on defense, the idea is when somebody's attacking you with a Tsupari, if you can deflect it up so that it goes over your shoulder, and doesn't hit you right in the chest. The guy doing the attacking wants to hit you in the chest because it knocks you back and up. But if you're defending, if you can get even just one of them to knock it up, so you're trying to defend every single one. If you can get just one of them knocked up so it goes over your shoulder or slips off to the side or doesn't impart momentum on your center of gravity, then that gives you an opening. So if Hirodoumi, for example, when he was trying to defend, he was slapping all of those thrusts up. As soon as he gets Takayasu off his rhythm for just one of them, that presents a tiny opening for him to dive inside and get out of that striking range. So that's why even the defender is trying to do a similar motion. It's just he's trying to block them instead of attack with them.
Yeah. So Haku Oho, he's in a tough spot, but he does have his easier competition in week 2, facing all of the Maegashira, which there isn't a winning record until you get to Yoshinofuji at Maegashira 5. So once again, the top of the Bansuke doing its job and taking care of it's really turning the top 3 or 4 Maegashira spots back into the zone
meat
of
grinder.
death.
Yeah, the zone of death.
it wasn't that for a long time, but this year it's really felt like you're up in the top 3. You're not very unlikely you're going to get out of there with a winning record.
Mm-hmm.
Abi and Daisho, a couple of guys in their 30s that have been hanging out in the Sanyaku or the Joy for quite a while now. Both of them have dropped down to Maegashira 7 for Abi, Maegashira 10 for Daisho. They're not contending, especially Abi, as much as I would have expected for them. Daisho's not doing terrible. He's 5-3, but I still kind of would have expected more from Daisho at this rank, especially another Basho off from that injury. So just wonder if that injury is still bothering him. Is that something he's really going to be able to get over to be back to the point where he was at Sekiwake, almost pushing for Ozeki? And Abi just doesn't look, until today's match, didn't look like he had the power to really do anything to anybody. He'd put the arms out and his opponents would just brush them away and push him out for the most part. Today, he came out against Daisho and absolutely gave Daisho no room to do anything. But yeah, a little surprised with the performance of those two. I would have figured they would have contended a little bit more, but I think Abi's dealing with some elbow issues that's causing that to happen.
I really enjoyed to see the match versus Abi and Daisho. Just two different pushing styles, and it came down to Abi's arms being longer, which is it was kind of like a hard counter almost. It looked like it was pretty insane. It was fun to see. But
I was kind of. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Flair.
No, go ahead. I was going to move on.
Abi did beat his inferior copy Ichi Yamamoto on day 1.
Yep.
Nice. Because he is slightly more Abi than Ichi Yamamoto is.
Ichi Yamamoto has been surprising me too.
He's a little more versatile than he used to be too.
He has been. But no,
I can't say anything good.
It's your last Basho, Mac. It's the last one.
It's killing me.
But no, I have some more faith on Daisho. I think he's gonna have a pretty healthy, he's gonna have a healthy winning record, and he's gonna move back up slowly but surely.
You're
Maybe
biased.
not dominating.
You have to say that. He's your champ.
I do. He is my champ. But no, I think 5-3 at Midway is pretty good. Like he won more than he lost, and he's gonna have a winning record. He's gonna move slowly back up, and I think that's gonna, yeah, I think that's gonna be good for him. He's gonna get back up to the joy where he belongs, and probably still have a winning record and stick around there.
Anybody else in the top division you guys want to talk about at all? I think we've covered most of the big things.
It was nice to meet Oshoumi. We'll see him
Yeah,
again
yeah. I mean, he's
later in the future, maybe.
You said the name, and I'm like, who the hell is
Who's
that?
that?
No, yeah, that's the
Yep.
guy making his Makuuchi debut, who hasn't won since day one, I think. Yeah,
Yep.
he beat Shonan Naomi day one. Now he's on a 7-match losing streak. Good pick, Mac, for your chump there.
No kidding.
Also, Meisei sitting out of this Basho. I have to imagine that is due to back issue, as he is Maegashira 18 with an 0-15 record. That's going to shoot him
Bottom of
mid
Juryo, right?
to deep of Juryo.
Ooh.
So it might be a little bit before we see Meisei again, depending on how well he can recover from those back issues.
One more note on Oshoumi. I'm kind of glad that he's not doing great because I'm already having enough trouble with Oshoma and Onokatsu looking similar and having similar names. I don't want all three of those guys in the mix.
On
Fair.
day 6, when those two fought each other, I was like, I'm not going to do it, but I want to like just put one of their faces on the screen and ask Jake, who is this? And I'd be very
Couldn't do
curious
it.
to see if Jake could do it.
Absolutely could not do it. I think like halfway through week 1, I was like, okay, remember, Onokatsu has sideburns. And then it showed Oshoma, and it's like, oh, he kind of also does too. Dang it, that doesn't help me. God, that's so difficult for me.
All right.
Speaking of saying hi to hi and bye to some Rikshi, it was nice to see Asanoyama for a match. When he jumped up from Juryo. But
I didn't realize he was. Sorry, go ahead.
His knees are looking rough, I would say.
Yeah.
He took him so long to get down, but then he did some good sumo. But he has to like charge up those knees to get going.
Yeah.
He's been gone long enough. I didn't realize he was in striking distance of the top division again. And it's looking like he might get there. He's 6-2 from Juryo 4.
Yeah.
Yep, 6-2, Juryo 4. He started off 0-2, which was very surprising, but he's rattled off 6 in a row since then. I don't think we're really gonna. We're so far past seeing in prime Asanoyama again, but I'll be curious to see if he can scratch his way back to the Sanyaku ranks, or if it's just going to be the same story with him again when he reaches top division, where he can't stay healthy, and he's just missing every other Basho, it seems like. So yeah, Asanoyama, he's in good position to make it back into the top division, but we'll see how the rest of the Basho plays out. Some other Juryo notes. Our favorite Juryo Rikshi from our popularity poll, Mita, had a very scary moment on day 2, I believe it was. He lost his match against Kagayaki, where he like tried to pull off what's the move where like your back's to Tawara, you pick him up and like
Uchari.
Tried to pull off something like that, didn't quite work, and he like sat up and like couldn't get up and like laid down, and they had to pull out stretcher and bring out medical personnel, and they stretchered Mita out of the dohyo and out of the arena. It does sound like Mita was able to walk from the back into a car to be taken to a health facility to get checked out. It sounds like it's a knee issue. So when I first saw it, I thought like, oh, head or neck issue. Or definitely like something with the back, but it does sound like that's a lower leg injury for Mita. So not as scary as the situation kind of made it look like it could have been. On that same day, I don't have the name in front of me, and I'd have to dig through the Discord to find the name, but there was a Joni Don Rikshi that had to be stretchered out earlier that day on day 2, and it sounds like they were taken by ambulance from the arena to a hospital. I haven't seen any follow-up on that, and I apologize that I don't remember the name offhand. But yeah, there was I believe it was a Joni Don Rikshi that had to be stretchered off that day as well. So a couple of scary situations that we've seen this Basho, but it is nice to see that they're not forcing them to get up, walk off the dohyo, putting them in a wheelchair. We do have medical personnel coming out to treat them and move them onto a stretcher if necessary. So that's a very positive change that we've seen over the past couple of years. Big story in Juryo this time. I do want to point it out. Fuji Ryoga, Juryo 13, making his Juryo debut, is leading Juryo at 8-0. He is the 6th Rikishi in the last 10 years to start 8-0 in their Juryo debut. The other 5, Mitakeyumi, Ozeki, Takakeisho, Ozeki, Onosato, Yokozuna, Takeru Fuji, was super promising until injuries kind of slowed him down. And Yoshino Fuji, who hasn't been in the top division for too long, but he's been looking impressive while he's up there. So it's a good group of names. There's 10 plus Yusho amongst those Rikishi that Fuji Ryoga has joined that group of. So still a lot of sumo to go from him before we could say, oh yeah, he's the next big thing. But it's a promising sign for him. And he was a Makushita Tsukedashi that made his way up through Makushita fairly quickly as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say 22 years old and Makushita Tsukedashi. So it looks like he was like probably some hot stuff in the college sumo scenes.
Yeah.
So kind of cool to have him in the pros.
Yep. From a a less common university. It's not like one of the big ones. He's from, let's see, Takushoku University.
Yeah, I don't know that I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I've heard like some college or university sumo clubs have high like ties to actual heias. So a lot of the times if you graduate from a certain university, you go to like a certain heia.
Oh, cool.
So it might be kind of one of those things where, yeah, less popular, but I guess maybe some ties to the Fujishima. Could be.
Could be.
Cool.
And there is another note, because I do like to go on like Japanese sports websites and just like read some of the articles that are being written. And there have been a ton of articles during week 1. And we're going all the way to Mizumo. I believe, Jake, you brought this guy up either last Basho or during our news episode.
I think it was the news episode, yeah, because he's making his... whatever, you go ahead.
But yeah, it's the Mongolian recruit to Isegahama Beya. He's been with the Heia for a while, but it was delayed his start because of the 1 foreigner per Heia rule. Am I remember that correct, Jake?
Yep.
Yeah, so you can only have 1 active foreigner per Heia, but you this was something we're less familiar with because it's usually not for notable people. You can have people that aren't on the Bansuke that just live and train with you.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an extra Mongolian living and training while Teru no Fuji was active. And now that Teru no Fuji is not active, this guy's opening has finally arrived.
Yes. And this is, I'm going to butcher the name, I apologize, Ochir Saikan, out of Mongolia. He's been like touted as like one of the strongest recruits or strongest people in sumo. And he's debuted in Mizumo with a 3-0 record. But the thing that's been grabbing the headlines is expectations are high for him. He's 23 years old. Expectations are so high that he's been given the shikona of Asahi Fuji. That is the shikona of current Miyagina Oyakata, who was Isegahama Oyakata until Teru no Fuji took over. And that guy was the 63rd Yokozuna Asahi Fuji. So now this new recruit that's only in Mizumo has already been given the shikona of Asahi Fuji. And you're not giving Rikishi a shikona of a former Yokozuna unless you have sky high expectations for that Rikishi.
From day one, that is nuts. And when you say strongest in sumo, the phrase that keeps getting tossed around that I see is the strongest recruit ever. Like that's the phrase that they're talking about. Like as in like the best recruit that you could possibly potentially the best
like
ever competitor.
Physical, I'm super strong strength, or like, oh no, Sato was a really strong recruit because of his background.
I think both.
Okay.
I think it's both. I don't know if it's just physical strength or whatever, but like, yeah, like you said, they gave him a Yokozuna's name.
Yeah.
He's going to be good.
And one of the articles I was reading is like, I think the stable master or might have been Hakaku, I can't remember. They were just saying he did a really good job in those matches of not hurting his opponents. Like he did a really good job of winning without injuring people. So I'm like, what is this guy? Who is this?
That was Miyagino Oyakata. The guy who gave this guy his name was like, hey, good job. You got into the ranks without killing
without
people.
Apparently murdering your opponents.
Yeah. He said I'm glad he fought without injuring his opponents. That's difficult.
I didn't know that was something we had to be concerned about.
Yeah, I don't know the original source on that one, but that was shared by Leonard in our Discord. Yeah, I mean, unless you're what, Tamawashi when he was breaking elbows,
Ah,
it's usually not like you have to try not to hurt somebody. I guess that's another
Kotonages
thing.
of death.
Another thing saying how big deal this recruit is.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's facing babies. That's why, you know?
Yeah.
He's facing guys that aren't good enough to be Shonan Zakura level Jonokuchi Rikshi yet.
That's not what my Zumo is.
No. So yeah, if you are unfamiliar, Maizumo is below Jonokuchi on the Bansuke. I'm not even sure these names get on the Bansuke itself physically.
I don't think so.
Regardless, it's like a mini tournament that's held near the beginning of each Basho, and basically all the recruits will face off, and if you get at least 3 wins in this mini tournament, you will get on the Bansuke officially in Jonokuchi next Basho. So it was, if you're starting from the bottom, it's just one of the little steps that you got to take to make sure everybody's like, all right, you're good enough. We'll officially like hire you to be part of the company that is Sumo.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we don't have an official like amateur sumo belt that we are going for, but I did like what Jake had started this year about going over sumo terms. So on the preview, I did keep that going, and I've got some more terms for us to go over today to just further expand our sumo vocabulary. So last time we talked about Oshizumo, that's the pushing sumo style with the harites and tsupari that come with it. We also talked about Yotsuzumo, the more grappling belt style sumo, and the sashite, which is getting your hand underneath your opponent's arm and latching onto the underside of the belt. So we're going to dive a little bit more into the Yotsuzumo side of things. Jake, what is Migi Yotsu?
I have to guess on this one because I can't remember the specifics.
50-50.
Migi and I know. Migi and Hidari are the two types of grip that you can have. One of them means left, one of them means right. Mac, do you remember which one is which?
Yep, Migi is right.
Migi is right. But what I don't remember is Migi Yotsu means right grappling, but does that mean right hand inside or outside? And that's the part I can't remember.
I think it's outside.
No, it's right hand inside.
It is inside. Okay.
Yeah. At least
right,
the
so
definition
final
I
answer.
found, I'm leaving
final
it
answer.
open.
Migi Yotsu means right hand inside grappling.
Yes. Leaving it open for leaving it open for somebody who knows more to correct me. But the definition that I found is Migi Yotsu is when a Rikshi has sashite, their hand inside of their opponent's arm, and gripping with the right hand, so a right inside grip. And then obviously we talked about it. Hidari Yotsu is the opposite of that, when you have your left hand inside of your opponent's arm and got the grip there. So typically a Yotsu specialist is going to have a preference onto which side they like to fight with. I think Onosato's Migi Yotsu, he likes to get the right hand inside. That's what he's always going for. So keep an eye out on that. That's something I do want to try to pay attention to more, is figuring out, okay, these belt guys, what's their preference? Are they Migi Yotsu, Hidari Yotsu? What is their preferred hand to get their grip with? So you got either your right hand inside, you got your left hand inside. Fleric, what's a Morozashi?
Oh no. I was hoping I would get one of the Hidari or Migi. That's the ones.
Oh, I should have remembered Migi from the Parasite anime.
That's exactly what I remembered was
dang it.
Parasite. I was like, Migi was his right hand.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It's pretty cool. You should watch
It's
that one.
actually pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Morozashi. I am going to guess that that is an arm grapple.
What does that mean?
As in, you grab their arms and then you grapple them out.
Oh, I think, well, here, let me clarify Fleric's answer because I think he nailed it. I'm pretty sure what he's trying to say is that Morozashi is when you have double inside grips.
Yes,
Oh,
okay.
That's why
what Fleric was
double
saying.
inside.
That's
double
what you're trying to
inside.
say, right?
Sure. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Good job, Fleric. Yeah, good job. Sorry,
Now
it took me a while
now
to
it's
catch
come
up
back.
with what you were saying. Yeah. Thank you, Jake, for clarifying. But yeah, Motozashi, you don't have just your right hand. You don't have just your left hand. You got them both. You got them in deep. And Mac
sorry, real quick. This is my preferred. I just want to give
your
a little bit more
grip is
detail.
both.
Well, this is what I try to go for because I'm shorter than most of my opponents. So like if I'm facing Fleric, who's a good 5 or 6 inches taller than me, I would prefer to get the double insides and then put my forehead on his chest because that's the way that I can overcome a reach disadvantage. But that doesn't mean that it's always better, as I'm sure we're going to talk about in the next one here.
So Mac, if you were fighting Jake and he had both of his hands inside, had a double underarm inside grip on you, what would you use to defend?
I would clamp my elbows down on his elbows and try and prevent him from pushing in, but go from the top.
And what is that called?
If I can't lock his elbows in so he can't move, then yeah, I'd go over the top, which would be a kimedashi.
That's right. Kimedashi, the signature technique of Issei Gahama Oyakata, Teru no Fuji, when he was fighting, literally translates to bolt or to bar when you restrict your opponent's elbows or shoulders by wrapping both of your arms around them. And then it's a kimarite, and then you force them out doing that.
I just want to give a little bit more detail on Max. This isn't going over the top and going for the belt.
Right.
This is clamping over the top of the arms. And
that's why I was trying to do this with my elbows. I wanted to lock you in.
Well, no. The important part, though, is that your hands go around and under. So, like, if I'm reaching in and grabbing your belt and I have both my arms inside your arms, you would be reaching and pulling my arms up by, hooking underneath my elbows and leaning back. So what that does is the guy that's grabbing the inside grips, I would have my inside grips and I want my arms nice and tight against my body when I'm doing that. But if you get a good kimedashi and pull my elbows up, now I am in a very disadvantageous position, getting lifted up by my arms getting armbarred. So,
okay, that was what I had missed was the lift. I had just thought the kimedashi was locking in so you can't move, not lifting them up. So lifting them up is also a crucial part of that.
Exactly. So yeah, the kimedashi, there's also kimetaoshi. I think there might be another one, but these are kimarite where you have the overhooks and you're pulling their elbows up to bend their arms the wrong way. And because people don't like it when you bend their arms the wrong way, that lifts the rest of their center of gravity up when you pull on the bottoms of their arms.
Got it.
So yeah, this works for Teru no Fuji because he was so much taller than most of his opponents. He would often have guys, like I just said, for me, when I'm wrestling, I want double insides and I want my whole body underneath the taller opponent's chest. When Teru no Fuji would have that done to him, he would see his opportunity to reach around on the outside, grab their elbows from the bottom, and wrench them up. And then that's super uncomfortable, and it allows you to work somebody backwards when they're trying to get out of being double armbarred.
All right. Thank you, Jake, for the thorough explanation on that. Your experience actually fighting, very helpful in the definition.
I am
of
a blue
terms.
belt.
You are a blue belt. Is that what's the last belt we have? Do we have green, orange?
We earned green belt in the prior Basho, so blue belt would be the one that we would be working on.
But there's not terms or stuff for that, right?
There are some new terms and stuff like that, but yeah, it becomes a lot more the testing. Now that I have gone through the gauntlet of being tested for blue belt, it's very different. The first handful of belts are more like, do you understand what's going on? Can you do Shiko in a good form? Do you know how to tie a belt? Do you know how to do the basics? And then when you get to blue belt in particular, there's a lot more dissecting your understanding of what's going on. So yeah, a lot of this is fresh in my mind because Caleb put me through the ringer about 2 weeks ago. And yeah, I had to really dig deep and be able to explain what I was trying to demonstrate to him. So yeah, it's a lot less friendly to a podcast format where we could just list off, words and go after memorizing stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you digging into stuff that's not just kimarite, because that's not that it's easy to remember them all, but it's kind of the easiest way to come up with a quiz is to just, hey, here's 84 vocab words for us to remember. But things like Migi Yotsu, that's not something that's brought up except for intermediate stuff within matches. And that's good stuff to know as a fan as well.
Yep. All right. What do you guys think about, since this episode's going to be hard enough for me to edit already, let's just skip taking a break and go right into the GSB belt.
I'm good.
Okay. GSB belt, the winner's belt.
Highly unorthodox.
I know, right?
We got to get this trade back on the rails. It's
I'm
going
reeling.
off.
Mac, help us out.
Oh God, GSB belt, go Jake.
The re-railer. I don't like that.
No, bad.
So the winner's belt, as Ryan mentioned on the preview, because I didn't have the space to come up with a new gimmick yet, we're just going to see where it goes from here. Onosato wins LOL.
Yep.
Eight straight days. It was already on him. He, other than giving it to Hoshoryu for all of like 20 minutes back in September, Onosato has held this belt since day 5 of the September tournament, which means he's on 15, 16, 17, 18 days minus the one where Hoshoryu won it from him, and then Onosato got it right back in the playoff.
Yep.
So yeah, very likely it's just going to stay on Onosato for a while. Maybe flip to whoever wins the Yusho if that isn't him. Loser's belt is a little bit more interesting because Ryan did bring this up, how the lower divisions are kind of a single elimination tournament. So that means that if you are in Makushita or Sandanme is where our belt is right now. If you lose, you just face somebody else that lost. You lose that one, you face somebody else who has already lost twice. If you lose that one, and so on. So it's pretty...
So Swiss.
Yeah, there you go. So pretty highly likely that this belt is just going to stick with somebody that goes 0-7 and gets a massive demotion. And it just depends on whoever that person is that's 0-7 that has the GSB loser's belt at the end of this Basho. Do they get demoted down to the next division? Or if they're like Sandanme 1, they might not go all the way down to Jonidan. They might be like Sandanme 50-something or whatever. But chances are pretty good, considering right now it's on Toshoyama at Sandanme 33. Chances are good it will end up on somebody that goes 0-7 and gets demoted to Jonidan. But we'll see. The belt took a long time to get out of the top division, and it might take all of like a minute to get all the way down to the bottom from there. So we'll see.
All right, our Chump update. It's pretty tight. It's been tight throughout the whole thing. We're starting to spread out a little bit, and we just got a nice, simple 11, 12, 13, 14 points is where we're sitting right now. So Fleric down at the bottom. It's tough in this environment to have won the previous tournament and pick your champ last, because after you go through Onosato, Hoshoryu, Aonishiki, it's
slim pickings.
Dire.
It's dire. There is no clear fourth choice at this point. So Fleric's doing his best with Daisho, one of the better picks he could have gotten at this point. So Fleric down at the bottom. Up next is Jake with very respectable 6 wins and 6 losses. Hoshoryu and Shishi. Nothing to be upset about there.
Shishi, damn it.
We're all doing okay on this one.
Yeah,
I'm not happy about it.
Quick question on Shishi. Okay, so he's got a new Mawashi, right?
Yes.
Do you think this is causing? Is this like bad? Is this cursing him?
This is
Or
bad
is this-
juju. Bad juju.
Or is this going to be the same? Or would this have been exactly the same that we would see from Shishi?
I think this is just Shishi.
No.
He got a big promotion against guys that
Shishi
are
would have
tougher
been
than he's
3 and
ever-
5 with the other Mawashi. Let's give him some respect.
as opposed to 2 and 6. You're right. Yeah.
That one win. The one win.
I don't know. He's been looking a little bit more mobile than usual, so maybe the new Mawashi is like flexier. He's more mobile, but that doesn't work for his game.
Yeah.
I'm keeping the eye out to see if he changes back, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at 13. Onosato with 8 wins. Big part of it. I have the worst chump so far with Ura, but not bad. 3 and 5. Mac is the class of the first week. 7 wins from his champ, Aonishiki. 7 losses from his chump, Oshoumi. So it's all very close. It's still anybody's game, probably except for Fleric at this point.
Ooh.
Sorry, buddy.
I think Fleric is in the mix completely.
Oh, I agree.
Like we talked about, Daisho might have he might have a better second week, and that would be all it takes.
It's true, and he already has 3 losses, so he's probably, with Onosato being 8-0, he's probably already out of the Yusha race, and they're not going to have to force him up to face the top tier guys, even if he does go on a run and finish like 12 and 3. It's more likely he's going to be able to do that because he's not going to have to face all of those top tier guys, very likely.
We did pick the 3 best guys in the race here, though. So like like I sympathize with Flair needing to pick a fourth guy in a 3-man race, but like, yeah, we're all picking pretty well here, but those bonus points are going to start flowing in when these top 3 guys face off against each other.
I'm not feeling too confident. The 11-4. I'm sorry, Aonishiki. I want you to do well, but I'm like, oh, like Ryan said at the top of the episode, like
Guaranteed 3 more losses.
that's what I mean. I'm like, oh.
I don't know. You guys are sleep on Aonishiki a little bit.
No,
much.
no, I legit think he's a threat to win the Yusho. The guaranteed 3 more losses is a meme.
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say because he is
no,
growing,
it totally is.
He's growing each Basho. Like I can notice some like improvement even this Basho in his sumo.
Dirty Hankus.
And you can tell like he has said in interviews like his goals like never stop moving forward.
Never stopping.
Yeah, exactly. And you can really see that in his sumo. Like the guy never once has he thought about a pulling technique or anything like that in any of his sumo matches.
You got to stand upright to pull an opponent.
It's true.
Oh my goodness, that match against Ura of the battle of who can go lower.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my knees hurt so bad watching that.
The answer was Ura. The answer was Ura.
Yes, yes. Always Ura. Always.
But
Ura.
Aonishiki was still able to get the win. I guess I do retract that statement. The Uchimuso is technically a pulling technique. He just happens to be underneath his opponent and pulling them down from underneath. So
it's the one pulling technique that it's horseshoe theory. He just has to go so far down that he's up again.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go to the lightning round. Fleric, who's impressed you the most so far this Basho?
I think I have to go with Yoshino Fuji. He's just been kind of looking more and more solid.
All right, what about you, Jake?
Tie for the welterweights: Fujinokawa, Toki Hayate, Nishiki Fuji, Asakoryu. Don't usually get to see them all do well.
Coward.
I'm short. I like short guys. Let me have this one.
I would piggyback off of that. I love watching Asakoryu. I love little guy sumo, comparatively little guy sumo. So it's great. I love to see it.
For me, as somebody who's waiting for it to be like, he just can't be this so incredibly good already. Aonishiki just to still be 7-1 at Sekiwake and just proving that, yeah, it's my 5th Basho and I'm going to be Ozeki sooner rather than later. Something actually, quick pause, quick timeout on the lightning round. A question that due to some recording errors I didn't get to ask. Mac, after this first week, 7-1, Aonishiki, do you think he can put together a week 2 to get him promoted to Ozeki after this Basho?
Meme aside, yes, I think so.
Yeah, I would pump the brakes a little bit. His second week is going to have the tougher record or the tougher matchups.
We talked earlier. He pretty much has to get a Yusho in order to like get like
Yusho June. Right? I think like a 13-2 June Yusho, if he gets that, I think could especially if I think Koto Zakura being down helps Aonishiki right now because. If Aonishiki gets like 12, 13 wins this time and they don't promote him and Koto Zakura is Kadoban next time, then you're leaving the door open for Koto Zakura to crap the bed and drop from Ozeki and Aonishiki to conversely, what if he gets 9-6 or 8-7 in that follow-up Basho and now he's not an Ozeki? Now you're left with no Ozeki.
No Ozeki.
So if he gets like 12-3, 13-2 this time, especially with Koto Zakura going Kadoban, I just think the politics of it might get Aonishiki up to Ozeki.
God, I hope he's got to beat. Yeah, think of the Bonsuke.
Think of the Bonsuke.
Gotta have
he's
two Ozeki.
Beat one Yokozuna. I think he's got to beat at least one of them. Obviously, based on record, Hoshoryu is the easier one for him. But like, man, if those guys both blow him out, even if he gets a lot of wins, it still looks a little fishy to me.
Yeah.
Oh well.
All right. Time back in. Jake, who has disappointed you the most so far?
Gonna keep up a theme and take multiple picks here. Waka Bros. Those Henkas just kind of ruin the narrative. Just saying. It's the easy one. They're villains right now.
You know what, Jake?
Mac,
Base take. Base take, Jake.
Base take. Thank you, Flair.
I am disappointed with seeing Hiroda Umi and just I love Hiroda Umi. I love watching him. So it's just painful to watch his sumo right now. I'm like, no, you were so good for so long. Why?
For me, disappointed as people, the Waka Bros, disappointed for their performance in week 1. Haku Oho. Really want to see him get up to Sanyaku. He still can. I was just hoping for a little bit better week 1 facing against the Sanyaku opponents. What about you, Flarik?
Kirishima, I was hoping he'd have a double-digit bounce back, but it's not looking like it right now.
Yeah. Mac, what has been your favorite match of the Basho so far?
Any match that has Onosato hopping over the dohyo at the end of his matches, because it's like, that's a big boy, and he just hop. I'm like, okay.
I didn't have a conclusive answer to this until the final match of today's bouts. Hoshoyu versus Ura. It wasn't a competitive match. Far and away my favorite match of this tournament.
Ura was Uraing real good.
And Hoshoryu was playing into it. Like, Hoshoryu blocked Ura going low, got him turned around, was able to keep up with Ura trying to dodge and do Tawara ballet, and just followed him to the edge, picked up his leg, and tossed him like a sack of potatoes.
Hucked him. Yeah.
It was so beautiful and glorious. It ended up being an Ashitori, which you know how much we love Ashitori on this podcast. So that just made me so happy just seeing Ura go flying, being thrown by his leg like that by Hoshoryu. So that's my favorite match of the Basho, and you can never change my mind.
Nobody's trying to? Who's next?
Can't do it. Flarik.
Flarik?
All right. I feel like day 7 was pretty fire,
Day 7 was
especially
hype.
towards the end.
Didn't
Like,
have
I have-
Hoshoryu tossing Ura like a sack of potatoes, but other than that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's like Hoshori versus Tamawashi was great.
Yes.
I love a mid-match pause. But I think the Aonishiki versus Takayasu, all I have in my notes is hot damn. What a match.
If you were to talk me out of Hoshoryu versus Ura, Aonishiki versus Takayasu would be the one you could do it with.
I got a different one for you from the same day, because yes, day 7 was absolutely fire. Yoshino Fuji versus Hirodoumi. That one was... It wasn't anything that you haven't seen before. It was just more of it, I guess. Both guys going completely pedal to the metal. There was all sorts of different techniques on display. Both guys got huge reversals, and then the very end, Yoshino Fuji transitions to a pull down and spins Hirodoumi around, and then Yori carries him. Awesome, just all around. Nothing memorable in the sense that it was a completely novel match, but it was just a really classic, good sumo match.
Most exciting potential matchup. You guys do this a lot of times, and it makes me mad, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to just say Aonishiki et al. I just want to see Aonishiki keep
Come on,
going
just
through
pick
this
one,
week.
Ryan.
Yeah,
It's not that
really.
hard. Just pick one matchup.
For
Coward.
the structure of sumo itself, he needs to go forward and win all of his matches so that he can get promoted to Ozeki.
The politics demand
of
it.
the
Prevent
Bansuke.
sumo from crumbling as we know it, Jake. All of Aonishiki's upcoming matches are what I'm looking forward to. What about you, Flarik?
Oh no. I got to. I was just thinking too much about what to Yokozuna would be if there's no Ozeki. It would be to Yokozeki or Ozeki Zuna?
Yeah, to Yokozuna Ozeki
Yokozuna
is what we would
Ozeki.
have to do. Yeah.
Literally nothing would change other than the Bansuke looking a tiny bit different.
Mhm.
It would be fine.
highly unorthodox. I don't want that future at all. So, what? I think I just got to go with Onosato versus Hoshoryu. They always bring it. I want to see it again. Inject
It always
into my
lasts 3
veins.
seconds, but damn, it's a fun 3 seconds.
Yeah, somebody is going into the crowd.
Yep. What about you, Jake?
I will be brave and pick a specific Aonishiki match.
Ooh.
I want to see him beat Onosato.
Yeah, that's the big one.
That's the big one. That's the harder Yokozuna for him, at least history wise. So I want to see him. I want to see him be able to take wins off both of those guys.
What about you, Mac?
You guys suck. You picked all the ones I wanted. I was like,
picked all the good
I
ones.
took all the Aonishiki matches, so yeah.
Every other matchup sucks. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like every single match you guys mentioned. I'm like, yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, I want to see that.
I'll throw out
Yeah.
another one. Hoshoryu versus Takayasu. Takayasu is looking good so far this tournament. Takayasu has historically dominated the head-to-head matchup between those two. And so I want to see, can Hoshoryu make it 3 in a row against Takayasu, especially with Takayasu looking fairly decent so far this Basho. So that's another one I'm looking forward to.
3-10 in favor of Takayasu.
Yep.
All right.
Mac, what's your favorite Greek god?
Poseidon.
All right. Fleric, favorite Greek god.
Hades.
All right. Jake.
Hephaestus.
Okay. I think I have to go with Demeter after her being the big reason that I beat Hades yesterday. So Demeter for me.
I like Hephaestus because the hammers are the most important thing to watch out for on your run.
That's true. Why are they called Daedalus's hammer?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not Hephaestus. Is Hephaestus in the game at all, really?
I haven't seen Hephaestus.
No.
Wasn't Daedalus the one who...
He's a human, but he's the
but he was
craftsman.
the father of Icarus, if I remember right.
Basically, if somebody built it, it was him.
Yeah.
Fleric, who's going to win?
Onosato.
Jake?
Onosato, yeah.
Yeah, Mac.
Aonishiki!
Should we pick second place for, like, do we think Aonishiki or Hoshoryu is more likely to get Junyusho?
Yeah. And I'm going to go with Aonishiki.
All right.
The one away.
The
Bold.
one away. I think he
Yeah.
can do it.
I'm gonna go Hoshoryu. I'm gonna I'll take some little age and experience and the person who can take down Onosato.
For
Hoshoryu.
For me, there's enough troublesome matches for Hoshoryu. I guess two. Aonishiki and Takayasu have been troublesome matchups for Hoshoryu. For Aonishiki, he has one troublesome matchup, which is Onosato. So that looks that just the maths in Aonishiki's favor. If all those were to go against them, still Aonishiki for me. So that is it. That's all that we've got for the 2025 Kyushu Midway. We went far too long on this one as we can't keep anything brief when it comes to sumo.
I think this was pretty normal for a midway. It's shorter than our preview and recaps.
I mean, we're still getting pretty close to an hour and a half.
Let's find the data rather than wrap up the show here.
Please. I can't stop the show, so if that's what you want to do. And I do. Nope, Jake, you did open it, so
that means Flair
does get to close the show if he wants.
That is true. You
Does he
yourself.
want though?
Yeah,
That's true. Does he want? We could just sit here in silence and just pad this thing out for 31 minutes is all I'm going to allow because the Vikings game starts in 31 minutes.
There's also for sure diapers out there that need some doing. So I am going to go.
let's talk about Mitaki Yumi.
So he's 4-4 right now.
For Mac, Ryan, and Jake, I've been Fleric. Thanks for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Throw your salt high and keep moving forward.
He's been looking better the past 4 days. He's 3-1 over